Hello class, I'm going to be finishing lesson 4. Sorry, I ran out of energy last night and didn't get it quite done. So you get it in 2 parts. On this one we're going to be adding and subtracting rational expressions. Remember the difference in an expression and an equation. The expressions do not have equal signs. First of all, a common denominator is essential. Just like when we were adding 1/2 plus 1/4. 2 and 4, I see that the 2 will go into the 4, so I can use 4 as a common denominator. What do I have to multiply 1/2 by to get it into fourths? 2 over 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2, so I have 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4. And then I add my 2 and 1 and get 3. So that's going to be 3/4. Again, we have to have common denominators even when there's a letter in the denominator. Sometimes you'll have to factor, and always make sure it's reduced. It won't always have to be reduced, but just make sure it's in its lowest terms. So let's get started with the first example. Five over x, this is on page 11, 5 over x plus 1 over x squared. I look at my denominators. They both have the same letter, but one is squared. So I'm going to have to use the x squared as my denominator because I know that x times x is equal to x squared. So what I'm going to do is multiply by x over x, because remember, any number over itself is 1, and I can do that without changing what this means. So now I have x times 5, which is equal to 5x over x squared. I bring down my 1 over x squared because it was already in the denominator I needed. So I come over here, x squared comes over. That's why we have a common denominator. It's because it goes by itself on the final answer. 5x plus 1. And that's your answer. Cannot be simplified. Okay, I'm going to erase this because I believe I'll need a little extra room on the next problem because we're going to be doing some extra work on it. So I have 3 over x plus 2 plus 2 over x plus 1. I examined those denominators and they have absolutely nothing in common. So I'm going to have to take x plus 1 and multiply by x plus 1 over x plus 1. Be sure you notice that those are in parentheses. Plus, I'm going to take my 2 over x plus 1, and I'm going to multiply it by x plus 2 over x plus 1. I'm sorry, x plus 2, because x plus 2 over x plus 2 is 1. Let's get ahead of myself there. Notice, since these had no common factors, I multiplied this one by x plus 1 right here, and I multiplied this one by x plus 2 right here. Now, my denominator is common now, and I'm going to put it in place. X plus 1 times x plus 2, and on the top, I'm going to have to distribute. 3 times x is 3x, plus 1 times 3 is 3, plus, I'll be distributing here, 2x plus 4. Now I have like terms, 3x and 2x. That's going to be 5x. Like terms, 3 and 4, which adds up to be 7. And my denominator is x plus 1 times x plus 2. Be sure you put your parentheses in there. And that, my friend, this is all you can do with this, so that is your answer. By the way, those of you who have submitted your homework and you went over the answers with ink to make it brighter for me to see, I really appreciate it. It's working out great. Okay, one more example on adding and subtracting. Again, this is on page 11. And it's x squared plus 6x plus 8 over x squared minus 16 . Well, I think that's all on the adding and subtracting rational numbers. Oh. I've got it now. Lost my paper. Okay, so it's 2 over x squared plus 3x plus 2 plus 5 over x squared minus 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is factor these dudes on the bottom. So I'm going to have my 2 over, and I know this is going to be x and x, plus 2 plus 1. I come over here and I'm going to add 5 over, oh nice, difference of 2 squares, x minus 2 times x plus 2. So I notice here that I have an x plus 2 common to both of them. So that will be in my denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and put it down here. And I'm going to have to take this one and multiply it by 2 like we did a while ago. And I'm going to have to multiply this one by 5. So I'm going to have 2 over x plus 2 times x plus 1 . And I'm going to have to multiply by x minus 2 over x minus 2. So that's going to put the x minus 1 down here in the, x minus 2 down here in the denominator. And on the top, I'm going to have 2x minus 4. I distributed here. Okay, now I need to take my, where I have 5 over x minus 2 times x plus 2. I need to multiply that by x plus 1 because that wasn't in there. So x plus 1 over x plus 1. And that just put my x plus 1 down here in my denominator. And I'm going to distribute here. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 1 is 5. Now I'm going to combine like terms. 2x plus 5x is 7x. Negative 4 plus 5 is a positive 1. And it's all over x subtract 2 times x plus 1 times x plus 2. So just another little, wait till a little review here. The denominator has to be the same. If they both have a common denominator, we bring it automatically down here. Then the one that is not common that's in this term has to be multiplied over here, and the one that's not common in this term has to be multiplied over there. Hope you got that. If not, just rewind. Okay. Everybody, please stay in contact with me. Now, don't forget number 13 on your homework is multiply. Multiply on number 13. Okay, complex fractions. I'm going to show you how to do these. Don't get scared because it says complex. I'm going to show you a really easy way to do it, and you'll be thinking they're just really easy. Okay, so what if I have 1/2 over 2/3? That is what a complex fraction is. However, we're going to be doing some of them with x's, but just change that line there to a divide sign. So you're going to have 1/2 divided by 2/3. And now it's doable because we know we're going to keep the 1/2. We're going to change, so keep, change, this will be multiply, and then flip 3 over 2 using the reciprocal. 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 2 is 4, and that's what you have to do on the complex fraction. Change that line to a divide sign. So here's an example. We have 1 over x plus 2, and there's just a 2, so I want that to be a fraction also, so I'm going to put it over 1. And this is 1/2 subtract 2 over x. So the first thing I'm going to do is write it out as 1 over x plus 2 over 1 divided by 1/2 subtract 2 over x. And I'm just going to ignore that over there for just a minute and get this to where I can add it together. I have the denominator of x and 1. So it looks to me like I'm going to have to multiply this side by x over x. So I'm going to have 1 over x plus 2x over x. So now I can put that together as 1 plus 2x over x. Just like we were doing a while ago, adding the numbers, the rational numbers. So on this side, looks like I'm going to have to multiply this guy by x over x, which is going to give me x over 2x minus, and it looks like this side is going to have to be multiplied by 2 over 2. And then I'm going to have 4 over 2x so I'm going to have x subtract 4 over 2x, and that's still divide. I haven't done anything to change it, but I'm ready now to change it. So I'm going to have 1 plus 2x over x, and I'm going to change this, so keep this, change this, and flip the next one, which is going to be 2x over x minus 4. Now, since this is multiply, I need to look and see, is there anything I can cancel out? Looks like I have an x and an x. So on the top, I'm going to have 2 times 1 plus 2x, which is going to be what? 2 plus 4x, and my denominator is x subtract 4. Okay, your assignment for lesson 4, 1 through 13 is due April 7th, as well as 14 and 15 can be done for extra credit. Once again, thank you for those of you who have submitted work and gone over the final answer with an ink pen and circled it. It makes it great. Have a great day, and I will be in contact.